And there will be more memories of World War II exactly 1 month from today, with the magnificent spectacle of the tall ships as they sail into Sunderland. 55 of them will be berthed in the city a few days before the start of the race.
And when they set off on the first leg to Denmark, they'll leave the weir in a magnificent parade of sail. And at the head of the parade will be a small boat with a rich history, as Julia Barthram reports.
The sun glints on the Willdora as she waits to begin the next phase of her life. After more than a decade decaying on the dockside, she's been restored and is about to be returned to the water. She's more than 100 years old and has served her country well. In 1940, British troops were cut off in northern France by the German army. They were stranded at Dunkirk and seemed about to perish or be captured. Then a hastily assembled fleet of over 800 boats came to their rescue. The Willdora was one of them.
The Churchill said if 50,000 people were rescued, that would be a miracle. There was almost 340,000 we got. So these vessels worked as shuttle boats that went to kind of ferry the troops from the beach to the larger ships that were anchored offshore, and they were under attack the whole time. There was about 225 troops on board. Some of which are from Sunderland.
The Willdora was shelled but continued her working life up until the 1970s. Since then, she's been in decline. Many thought she was beyond repair when volunteers from Sunderland Maritime Heritage Group began her restoration. After 6 years of painstaking work, the final job is a blessing from the Bishop of Hexham and Newcastle. Hearts are in mouths as the lift begins.
It's been a very lucky boat for me.
Jeff Venables found work on the Willdora in the 1970s when he'd lost his job. He's travelled from the Isle of Wight for this moment.
Partly nostalgia and partly because I have an affinity with that boat. Was my lucky charm, if you like. The people here have done a marvellous job.
It's a tense time, but the lift goes well. After 10 years on dry land, the Willdora is finally back where she belongs, in the water. But the Willdora's been dry for too long, and as expected, she takes on water. It'll take a few weeks for the wood to swell and become watertight, hopefully in time for the tall ships race.
All being well, if the boat's ready, and I'm sure it will be, we'll begin the parade of sail, and that'll be good. Personally, it's a privilege to stand on the deck of a vessel that was involved in that action. I mean, just wow, fantastic.
The Willdora will lead out the ships as the race begins, proudly taking part as history is made yet again. Julia Barthram, ITV News, Sunderland.